Welcome to Vivid Talk Live. I'm your host, Gwen Witherspoon, and I want to welcome you to day 4 of Launch Party Week. And my purpose for going live every day is to introduce myself, the show, and my proprietary Vivid model. And I want to thank you so much for joining me because you really are the entire reason why I'm here. I'm going to bring the Launch Party Week to a close tomorrow. That's going to be the last Vivid Talk episode this week from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we'll come back and do it weekly on Wednesdays. But now I'm going to walk you through the last step. I'm going to walk you through the fourth step of the Vivid model. And for those of you who don't know, I'm the principal and chief visionary officer of Adam Red, an Atlanta branding agency. And I'm hosting Vivid Talk Live as a serial entrepreneur. Can't help myself. I'm a brand strategist and a better life coach. Now, my entire career has been dedicated to solving the identity crisis in some way for you personally and for your business. Now, Vivid Talk Live exists to cultivate the entrepreneur lifestyle by helping you get a vision for every area of life. It's about learning a fresh way of thinking and doing for all you were designed to build. You can watch live on gwenwitherspoon.com and get links to the replays. And just make sure that you follow your favorite channels so you will receive the notifications when I go live. Introduce yourself in the comments. Let us know the city and the state that you're signing in from. Invite your friends, share the broadcast. And Katrina Mitchell is going to be helping me monitor the comments. Now, it wouldn't be a party without presents. So when I come back, I'm going to announce yesterday's daily prize winner and how you can get in on the fun. Hi, Renee. Good evening. Listen, so every day this week, we're giving away, we're doing a drawing, and we have been giving away these fabulous Vivid mugs. They have the entire Vivid model on the back, so you can get it memorized. You can keep it right in front of you, and so that you can literally apply it to everything that you are facing throughout your day. Now, the way that you get in on this drawing is that you go to gwenwitherspoon.com, and at the very top of the page, there is a gray bar that says, what is the biggest obstacle to you being more successful in business? Take that quiz. It is really short, and I promise you, you're going to get a lot out of just reading those results. It's very quick. So once you submit that quiz, you're going to be entered automatically into the drawing. And then the other way that you get entered is by liking and following our social accounts and by sharing and commenting. So we want to hear from you, and the more you interact, the more opportunities you have to win. So here's a quick video that shows you our social account. That's right, Renee, it's you. I love it. So our winner today, I don't have the wheel to spin to show you, but our winner today is Miriam Foster. I'm super excited for Miriam. So Miriam, I will be reaching out to you and getting your contact information so that we can send you your Vivid mug. Now, that's not the only thing that you get an opportunity to win. We're also doing a giveaway from our sponsor. So I want to thank Joystick for sponsoring Vivid Talk Live. And we are giving away a Joystick V stand that you can use for your mobile devices, your phones and your tablets. All you have to do is go to, we have the, if that's the wrong video, let me show you real quick. We have, there we go. On Facebook, just scroll down and look for the Joystick V stand giveaway, and you just fill that out, and you will be entered to win that as well. Let me see what's going on here in the chat. That's right. Thanks. Katrina's asking everybody to share the stream, so that's awesome. So listen, we've been sharing the Vivid model. And just in case you have not watched all the other videos, and maybe this is the first one that you're watching, I want to just give you the quick recap. So the V.I.V.I.D model is my own proprietary way of helping you understand the process of writing your vision. And it is an acronym that stands for vision, identity, voice, information, and development. And literally, it is just a simple process. I like to say that it's a way of tricking your brain and helping you just see that help you simplify the planning process for writing your vision. When you have a vision, it's so personal, it's so deep, and oftentimes it's probably in one way it can be the easiest thing for you to do, but then another, I think it's the easiest thing for you to do, but I think it's the hardest thing for you to write. So writing is really about clearly writing it on paper, and I think there's something that happens in your brain physically when you write something down on paper. So it's not just putting it in the computer, but clearly it'd be better to document it there if that's the only way you're going to do it. But what you want to do is you want to write it on your own heart. It's like you've got to look deep within yourself to figure out what that thing is. Then you want to pull it out by writing it down and thinking it through. And you don't just it's not one of those things that one day you decide you have a vision and you sit down and just write it out. You have to, you've got to pull it out. It's almost like it can be cryptic, like any thoughts, any ideas, little things, something you could see something that gives you an idea, that reminds you, that gives you a little bit more, and you write that down. And so, as you are going through that process, you really want to define what the big picture is. So, vision is about what's that giant, big thing out on the horizon that you cannot do by yourself, that's so big, so far from where you are right now. And then, what we want to do after that is we want to start filling the gap between the two, from where you are to where you want to be. And I call that the wisdom gap. Then the second step in the model is identity. So identity is about how you're showing up in the world. And you can apply, now we're talking about the V.I.V.I.D model as it relates to your personal brand this week. Now you can use this and apply the same steps to your business, to your project, to your organization, to your ministry, to whatever it is that you're trying to build. And so you want to define how you're showing up in the world. How do you want people to recognize what it is you are doing, to recognize your vision? What does it look like? Really, how does it affect all of the five senses? Then the next step in the model is voice. What is your core message? We talked about that yesterday. How you find out what it is what's the language that you want to distinguish? What's the language that you want to use to distinguish what you are doing from what everyone else is doing? And then today we want to talk about information. And on the mug it says, let's see, what do you need to know? What information what information are you missing? So I had a vision to launch a broadcast quality live stream video program. And when I got that vision 3 years ago, the information that I was missing basically stopped me in my tracks, right? I was missing how to do it. I was missing the equipment. I didn't have the people that I needed to help me get it done. And so I shrank back and just thought, okay, I can't handle that right now. But I continued to write the vision. I continued to plan. I continued to find. And that process really perfectly describes this step. So there's no certain period of time that you should take in between each of these steps. This is just the cycle that you go through, right? So what I ended up doing over the last 3 years is I started finding technology that would give me the ability to actually do this. So when I first thought about it, I said, okay, I need to know how to do a live streaming program. I actually saw an ad from a group called Live Streaming Pros. And at the time, they weren't even called Live Streaming Pros. They changed their name right shortly after that. But I saw an ad on Facebook right after Facebook launched Facebook Live. And it was this beautifully produced program. And it was saying, hey, we'll teach you how to do live streaming, broadcast quality live streaming. So that's how this whole thing came to my mind. So then I watched their videos, and I tried to click on the links and follow the advice about what equipment to use, what software to use. And I tried a couple of things. It just crashed and burned. Like it seemed like it was just too difficult. I couldn't do it. But that didn't stop me from continuing to look. And so as the years literally passed by, I finally found ECAM. So ECAM is what I'm using to produce the graphics, the transitions, the scenes, the whole thing. And I'm literally clicking on my computer by myself. I'm sitting here in front of the computer alone. And so that wasn't possible 3 years ago, or at least I didn't know about it. So, but I had to find out, I had to find the information, like how am I going to do it? And even though I was slowed down, I couldn't allow myself to just be stopped completely, because if it's a vision that's big enough, it's something that you don't know how to do. Now, my little show is just one small example, because the vivid vision is so much bigger than that. But this was a start. So the point is, I had to keep seeking out the information that I felt like I was missing. I couldn't be stopped by what I didn't know. And clearly, if you're going to do something you've never done before, there's going to be plenty that you don't know. And I know someone has said, I can't remember exactly who it was or where I heard it from, but it's not important that you know all the answers. What's important is that you know where to find them, right? You know where to go looking. When I was a little girl in school, we had the Dewey Decimal System. It makes you sound old, doesn't it? That's ancient, but I don't have these gray hairs for nothing. But we had the Dewey Decimal System in the library. That's where you had to go to get information. Or we had the set of encyclopedias on the shelf, right? And so, yeah, ECAM is ECAMM. ECAM.live is actually the website. And we are affiliates. So there's an affiliate link on our website and on the social channels, like on YouTube under the videos, you'll see a link to ECAM. But the thing that you had to just know where to go. If I had a question, I would pull the encyclopedia off the shelf, or we'd go to the library. Now we have Google. We are blessed with that. And I love to say I'm getting a PhD in Google, because if there's something I don't know, I literally am going in and basically getting full classes. And you have the ability to just scan through, skim, keep clicking. If I don't get the answer that I need on this one, I'm going to click on another link. So you have to be inquisitive. You have to be constantly learning. You have to make a decision that whatever information that you need, it's out there. Like somebody has learned, somebody has done it, or somebody knows something about it. And even if it's never been created, the information that you need is available. And so you have to decide that you are going to, yeah, Google, Sherry, Google is your friend. Google is your best friend. But you have to decide that you're just not going to be stopped, right? And you can kind of take an inventory of what it is you have available to you. You may have worked at a job before where somebody at that job might be able to point you in the right direction, even if they don't know exactly the answers to your questions. So bottom line, you want to make sure you're identifying the people, you are Googling left and right, and I think that you also use every piece of information that you can find, almost like breadcrumbs, right, to help you get back to, get to, just to help you put it all together and figure out everything that you need. Um, Clearly, you can do courses, you can do webinars. I also you can get formally educated. I went back when I was 50 years old and got my MBA. So I got my BA back in 1985, right? A few years or 2 years after Apple released the computer, right? This is wisdom. This is not that I'm old. I'm just letting you know how wise I am, right? but but just after Apple released the Macintosh computer for graphics, I graduated with my BA. And so when I was 50, I decided, hey, it's no time like the present. I'm going to go back to school and get my MBA. And I did it primarily because I wanted to develop in a way that I could not on my own. Like clearly, when you go through a formal course of study, people are going to make you do things. Those professors are going to walk you through exercises that you wouldn't do on your own because there's no need for you to put yourself through those, through those paces, right? But clearly, um, yes, that's right. You got to decide that you're not going to be stopped. I keep hearing the comments coming in. I want to make sure. Yes, wisdom. Yes, Renee, that's what it is. That's why they call me Gwen Fuchsius, or why I call myself Gwen Fuchsius. but but you want to make sure that you do not. I want you to seek information, you seek wisdom, you seek the training that you need and all of that, but also don't let your lack of a certification stop you. What I find oftentimes too is when people get so focused on a formal education and perhaps they don't have the money to or the time to go back and actually focus on that, then they put their dream off. Like, oh, I'm not gonna worry about that. I have to get this thing first, or I won't be taken seriously if I don't have X. And there may be a requirement of some kind of a credential with something that you're trying to do. However, that doesn't mean that you have to stop writing your vision, that you have to stop putting things in place so that when that certification comes through, you're ready. I recently applied for a nonprofit, 501c3 501c3 status. And I focused on doing was making sure I just got the information that I needed so that I could figure out what are the steps for me to get this done. Went through the process. But once that paperwork was filed, I continued working on the vision. Didn't have to wait until it came through, but it did. It came through the day. Yes, very good. I'm very excited about that. But I guess what I want you to understand is this vivid model is about helping you to write down the details about the process or about the vision that you are working toward. And I want you to get in your mind and heart that you're not going to be stopped by anything. And so this step is for you to identify, okay, what is it that I need that I don't already have? Or what you already have. I think you also can take an inventory of that as well and then put it all together. Okay. And so the other part of that, I want to talk to you too about, hi, Veronica. I want to talk to you about the fact that you need to be taking notes. And by that, I want you to kind of make this the posture of your heart, that you're not just allowing wisdom and nuggets to fly by and you're not capturing them, because inspiration and information can come from anywhere. You can see a commercial and just you could be doing dishes and hear the TV in the other room, and a commercial can come on and you hear one thing that you go, oh wow, that really spoke to you. It gave you one of those aha moments, as Oprah would call them. And if you're like me, you can be so focused on what it is you're doing that you think, oh, that's good, and you think that you're going to hold on to it. Our minds, I want you to think of your mind like a bucket, and that bucket can only hold so much. Hi, Eric. That bucket can only hold so much, and after a while, it's gonna start spilling out. So you know how you feel overwhelmed, like that moment when you start feeling overwhelmed, you're just like, I can't take anything else in. Well, that's because your brain, that space in your brain is finite. And so what we have to do is become skilled at what we do with those thoughts, what we do with our imaginations, what we do with information. And if you also were like me, I love writing notes and I write lists, and my list will have a list, but you can have so many different pieces of paper and so many notebooks and books that it's difficult for you to actually utilize all these nuggets that you have collected around your vision. So I put together what I call the flip productivity system. And so this is going to be the first time I even talk to you about selling you anything. But I want you to know about this tool because I think it's really effective. And one of the things is I made this up. Well, back in the 90s, I started creating my own planner. Back then we used Daytimer and the printed planners, and we didn't have all the stuff we do now on our phones. But I was designing my own planner because the business day ended at 8 o'clock, and I was an entrepreneur working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I needed a way to manage my time when, during not during normal business hours, outside of normal business hours. So I started making my own planner. I also worked for an advertising agency. It was my first job out of college. After I got my degree in graphic design, worked for this ad agency, and what we had to do was keep track of our time in 15-minute increments. So I got in that habit. So I wanted a way to keep track of my time in 15-minute increments, 24 hours a day. So I designed my own planner. And but then fast forward when the iPhone came out, and the smartphone, and we had calendars, and then everything was digital, and I was like, oh, don't need that anymore, so I gave it up. But then by 2011, I was working on a project for a friend, and I decided, in order for me to manage this project, I'm going to need my old little timesheets that I had created, right? So I pulled those out. I made a bunch of copies, and I had a file folder full of them. I had all my notepads. I was keeping notes. I was copious notes on multiple. I mean, I had meetings every single solitary day, all day, and I was keeping notes. So I ended up within a week with this giant stack of notepads and this big old stack of these timesheets. And I thought, I just need a better way to organize this. So I put them together, put a spiral binding on it, and that was it. It became the flip book. And so the flip book is a printed planner that you can use. One side is for planning, and the other side is for what I call producing. And it's a powerful tool. And what it is my customers who use it, and my clients and my friends who use it, love it because it's one place for you to keep everything. And you know what? When I started working on what I was going to say, what I was going to talk about for Vivid Talk Live, guess what I did? I pulled out, and I'll even post the picture. I had pulled out all my old stacks of my flip books because I was able to go back, and it's amazing. What I love to say about a note, when you write a note down to yourself, even if it's just some little random thought, they are like prophecies. Because when you go back and you find them, the ones from, I think I went back as far as 2014, just pulling a random book off the shelf, and I was blown away by what I read, because we forget. So if you don't capture those things that you get, and you don't put them down on paper, you will lose them. But if you write them somewhere and you have no way to reclaim them, you've lost them as well. So what the flip book is, just a powerful tool, and I'll talk some more, not this week, probably in the weeks to come, and in my blog, and in a course I've got coming up as well. So we'll talk some more about that too at another time. But what you need to do is need to have one central place for keeping your notes, and then one central place for managing your projects, and what I call learning how to master your habits. So that's another thing that we're going to get into that when I talk about the concept of building the arc and how you can plan anything. So I've got an easy way for you to remember how to plan as well. So anyway, but what I want you to understand is you've got to take notes, and you've got to put your notes someplace that's going to be useful to you. And one tool that you can use is my flip book. So we'll post some more information about that. There are flip books on my website. So if you go in the store to gwenwitherspoon.com/shop, you'll be able to see those. But and if you have any questions about them too, you let me know. You can send me, as always, you can send me an email to gwen@gwenwitherspoon.com. Go to the website, gwenwitherspoon.com, click on the contact. You can send me a message there as well. You can post a question in the comments, and we'll get it answered for you. But you want to take notes. The other thing you want to do is you don't want to just write stuff down. You want to get in the habit of taking action on what you've written down. I think that's a big that's just a big gap. Faith without works, there's no faith. I mean, if you've got faith and there's nothing, and you don't act on that, you don't do anything towards it. So vision is the biggest faith act that you can actually do. But what we want to do is we want to physically act based on the vision that's before us. And so we'll talk more about that as well, because that's one of my favorite topics. Then the other part of it is you want to get a coach. And so we'll talk more about that as well, because my team and I talk about it all the time. Does not matter how great, how talented, how skilled, how capable, how experienced you are, you must have a team of people around you, not just one. You don't just have one doctor, right? We have dentists, we have gynecologists, you have cardiologists, you have different types of doctors. You need a whole team of people. There are different types of attorneys. So you need a suite of coaches, a team of coaches that can help you in different realms. And you need confidants, people that you can count on that can help get this thing out of you and help clarify what your next steps needs to be. And so one of the things that I love more than anything is helping to coach people, helping you interpret your vision so you understand how you can apply that. So, and I call myself a better life coach, not because I'm a better life coach than other life coaches. I call myself a better life coach because I'm interested in helping you get to the better life, the best life that has been, just destined for you. So, I keep hearing the notes. Yes. So Wednesday next week. So y'all got it handled. Okay. Katrina's got you. So I don't have to worry about that. But if you have any questions, please let us know. And now if you ask some questions of us today, then I'll do a segment tomorrow where I'll answer those questions specifically during the show. And otherwise, that's all I've got for the evening. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me. I want you to remember again, let me go back and show you that we've got the joystick giveaway. And I want you also to remember that you can go back to GwenWitherspoon.com and take the quiz to be entered for our daily drawing. And then also go to Facebook to go ahead and take that joystick giveaway. Just submit your email and we'll enter. We're going to give away several of those this week as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Make sure you like and follow at Gwen Fuchsius on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also subscribe on YouTube. And you can visit our website at GwenWitherspoon.com. We will see you tomorrow live at 7. Now, that is going to be the last live that we'll do this week in honor of Launch Party Week. But we will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live.